I recently went to AnimalCon USA in Orlando, Florida, where a lot of animal content creators from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and even television get together to connect with each other. There are also a lot of exotic animal vendors and related businesses that attend to display their products and build relations with creators and customers alike. But the best part is getting to meet all the fans that attend face to face. It is an amazing, one-of-a-kind event that I highly recommend if you enjoy animal content. I got to see a lot of creators I usually only get to communicate with online. And there are multiple panels every hour throughout the day, all weekend, where you can hear a wide range of animal content creators discussing a wide variety of topics, from creating content to caring for the animals and more. Alex from Tarantula Haven was there, and he and I hung out at the Tarantula Cribs table to talk to people about tarantulas and other arachnids and insects, and help them overcome their fears. Also, Tarantula Cat was there as well.
Dwarf isopods.
Richard's camera.
It's mine.
Don't break it.
We'll have to sell some more cat packs if I do. I feel like a real creator now. And the best part is, he's busy and can't do anything about it.
You know, like, it's nothing. And another thing, if you are going to put something that's maybe slightly controversial, don't put it towards the beginning of your video.
But I figured with all of the creators there, nearly every one of them would be putting out a video vlog of the event. Tarantula Haven made one, as did Tarantula Cat, and I will link those down below in the description. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I went around and asked some of your favorite creators, what is the most interesting animal fact that you have learned? And I think their answers are going to amaze you.
Especially in Poland, many people do not know that not all the species of spiders are venomous. There are around 300 of species that does not have venom at all, and they use their digestive fluids to spill on the prey and then like slurp it and eat it. So this is like kind of interesting fact, and I don't like many people think all the spiders are venomous, and that's not true.
So the animals I keep are dwarf and super dwarf reticulated pythons. A lot of people think because we have dwarf and the super form that it's some kind of a morph, but it's actually an island locality. And one of the absolute most interesting things to me about them is that not only have they brought like the smaller size genetics into the industry to play with when breeding reticulated pythons, but there's actually a naturally occurring morph, which is anurethrystic, coming from the islands. It removes a lot of the brown pigments, makes like a black and silver snake, and that is so that they can blend in with the exposed coral reef environment that you find on that island. What's super cool is that a lot of axanthism is found in geckos and potentially even monitor lizards from the same island. So it's really cool that you can breed, you know, play with the mutations and everything, but also in a super naturally occurring formation way. I think that's so much fun. It's almost the best of both worlds between pure locality and mutation stuff all together in one beautiful, manageable animal.
I think like it's about the tarantula that the females are not fertilizing the eggs in the moment when they are mating. They are doing it in the moment when they are laying eggs, so they can keep like the sperm in for like nine months. Like Metallicas mostly doing like Gothi blonde ornamental are very long to lay eggs down. They can take it for so long, and they are fertilizing it just in the moment when they are laying it. So this is crazy, like different than, you know,
Like a freezer.
yes, like freezer. Oh yes, that's in vitro.
One thing you may or may not know about my animals, I have green tree monitor lizards, Varanus porcinus. One of the really cool things they can do is if they're trying to find prey in a branch and they can't fit their face in to bite it and grab the food, they're capable of tactile functions. They can actually take their hand and stick it into a narrow space and pull something out and grab it and eat it, which is something super interesting. A lot of other animals are not capable of doing so. They're really interesting critters.
Awesome.
All right, we're gonna learn about honeybees. Honeybees, super social bugs, have police bees. So within the castes of the different workers, the queens, the foragers, all that, there's a division that are policing all the other bees. So if another bee tries to lay an egg like the queen would, these bees are going around and kicking them out of the nest and disciplining them for trying to be a queen. So the whole cast of just police bees.
Hi, my name is Kayla Roach. I go by Kayla's Critters on Instagram and Kayla Roach on YouTube. So earlier this year, I got my first turtle. I keep a lot of snakes and lizards and tarantulas, so I delved into the world of Chelonians, and I got an eastern box turtle. And while doing my research about them, I learned they used to be native to Ontario, where I'm from, which is quite surprising because the herpetofauna we have up there are very limited due to our temperatures. And I learned that many years ago, they used to be native there, and they've unfortunately been extirpated, but there's said to still be a few adults kicking it out there somewhere in Ontario. They're thought to be released pets, but it's just cool to see that there are eastern box turtles out in the wild in Canada that brumate under feet of snow, and they come back out in the spring and they're doing great. So that's what made me choose that species of turtle for my environment at home. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think I would probably say, this is very interesting. My fallow deer, I have 3 fallow deer, they're my pets, I bottle fed all of them, and they, as well as all of the other deer species that I can think of, have what's called preorbital glands, and they're these little holes right under their eyes that enlarge and shrink and emit scents. They're like scent glands, but they can actually use them to like communicate with other deer. They look pretty freaky on some species, like muntjac deer. I don't know if you've seen those where they have like 4 giant holes on their face, but yeah, it's pretty neat.
One amazing fact that I learned about an animal that I work with is I work with a few different Agurnia species, Australian Spinytail Skinks, and I always knew that they were live bearers, but what I didn't realize is how social they were when they were born. I always thought I'd have babies and I'd have to quickly remove the babies out of the cage because the parents would, pick on them or eat them, and no, I just pretty much leave them in there, and there's oftentimes I have videos and pictures of babies cruising around, hanging around on a mama's head, or just basking under the light on dad's tail or something like that. It's really neat to watch how communal of a species they are.
Chameleons, a lot of people know that they change colors, but they don't know how they change color. So it's actually the cells underneath the skin will expand and contract. So when they expand, they're letting in more light, so the chameleon will turn a lighter color, and when they contract, they'll let in less light and actually turn a darker color. This is not to camouflage, they're not going to turn purple with polka dots. I like to say they're more like a mood ring, and will get lighter or darker based off of temperature, mating, and temperament.
Okay, so I've worked with a ton of animals over my time. If there's one amazing thing that I had to choose out of anything, it's kind of a broad thing actually, not around any specific animal, but as I've continued to keep my animals in more naturalistic enclosures, it's just amazing how intelligent these animals truly are. Now you gotta understand they're not dogs or cats, they don't love you in that sort of way, but if you really take a look, you can kind of see that the animals, I don't want to say that they give you affection or anything like that, but there's a lot more going on upstairs. All of these animals truly do have their own personalities, even if it's only in slightly different ways, but if you take a look and learn your animals, you'll see a difference in all of them.
Just like last year, after the event was over, there was a VIP after party at Gatorland for all of the creators, vendors, and attendees that bought the VIP passes. We walked around and checked out all their amazing animals, and even got to feed some alligators raw chicken. AnimalCon 2023 was even better than it was last year, so I can only imagine how much fun it will be next year. And hopefully I will get to see you there. As always, I appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you want to see more, Thanks for buying Tarantula Collective merchandise, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Come here. Oh, right here. Throw it far. Throw it. Yeah, that's a good shot. Make sure that glove goes in the bucket, not in your pocket. That's gross.